Well, hello, Outlandish friends, fans, and family. It's been a little bit. Took the month of June off of content. Not that I wasn't making things. I was just not making videos about the things I was making. What do you think of the new intro? I went for attention getting. Air raid sirens tend to do that. Let me tell you a little bit about what the Scale Survivors is. Now, you've been seeing me do a lot of 135th models, getting back into the hobby, um, really enjoying it. You can't see my workbench, but I'm really enjoying it and really getting back into it. Um, One of the things I've been working on um, prior has been uh, Fallout, video game Fallout inspired dioramas with 4-inch action figures. Okay. I've been finding a lot of great stuff, um, a lot of very world lore specific items for 4-inch figures, and it's been fantastic. Um, well, when I got back into working with my 135th scale armor, I started running across a few things here and there that looked like Fallout in 135th scale. And I started digging in, and I found out there were a handful of companies that were making things that were World War II era, um, that were very, very close to what we see on screen in the Fallout games, which makes sense because the Fallout aesthetic is the retro futuristic 1950s, taken on to, the extremes in advancement. But the more I found, the more excited I got. Fallout doesn't do vehicles very well from a usage standpoint. We don't get to ride around in fusion fleas or anything like that. Um, Interestingly, there are some 1/16 scale Fallout vehicles that I will over time be adding to the collection to show off in that scale. Um, but what we do have is the junk. And I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to show you 3 companies that are just really great resources if you want to model a Fallout diorama in 1/35th scale. And I'm going to buzz through some of these real quick. I've got a lot of models. Uh, I'm probably going to pick and choose. Let's see. Masterbox. Yes, Masterbox. They have a number of post-apocalypse characters. Okay. Now, yes, the boxes are smashed flat. I bought a set of 4 off of Amazon, and then there's I think 4 or 8 more that I'll be adding to the collection. But the boxes are smashed flat for shipping, and because the instructions are on the back of the box. Okay, the figures look great, and they are very post-apocalyptic figures. There's no doubt about what they are. Um, then we have mini art, um, and they've got some World War II civilians, refugees. Look at the baby carriage. Look familiar? It did to me. Look at the suitcases. The globe, the lamp. That doesn't say Fallout and get your heart pumping. Well, okay, that's all well and good. There's more to the Fallout game and its junk piles than suitcases. Eh, Vegetables, chunks of meat. From where it came, we dare not ask. Room interior. Okay. Now, all this is great for World War II era stuff as well as Fallout, but I mean, I'm working on Fallout right now. Fruit cart. Stuff that we trip over in every single dungeon building out there. Scaffolding. Bookshelves. They're tiny. They break when you cut them loose to build them. Barrels and cans and bottles. Oh my. Glass and crockery. Oh yeah. And these are I'm gonna pull this one out and show you just because I had it out a few minutes ago. They're molded in translucent plastic. Look at that. Browns and greens. Then you've got the opaque whites for your tea kettles and things of that nature. Beautiful stuff. Now there are other companies that make similar stuff, but for sheer variety and quantities, Mini Art is primo. Garden tools. Yes, it comes with picket fence, ladder, picnic table, pitchfork, scythe, spades up, lots of them. Sacks, bags, a luggage set. That one's not a Mini Art box. Wooden crates. It's just the wooden crates. And I'm going to show you this one. This is a Ming brand. Guardrails. Yeah. I didn't think I would find 1/35th scale guardrails to do like, the Red Rocket or other roadside stuff. And then the barricades. Beautiful stuff. We'll show you. Verlinden is a huge staple if you build 1/35th scale armor. They have a breadth and depth of material for the builders that's just hard to beat. Although Mini Art's working on it. Set of bottles. This set actually also has cigarette packs in it. Interestingly enough, they're tiny. Here's a value pack of basically the same set, but it's a lot more items. Crushed barrels. Cool, and here comes a fun one that took me by surprise. It's called Dan Models. I've only recently discovered them. If you've been following me along, probably just on the Thomas Explorer Discord, actually, I think it's where I've been showing these off. You've seen some of what they've got, and I'm going to try to put, I'm going to learn here about how to put pictures in so I can show you here in a minute. 1/35th scale shopping carts. I'm going to see if I can put a picture of them in here rather than fumble my way through them right now. Commodes. What settlement is complete without a busted commode somewhere in one of the outbuildings? Now, this is a neat one. It's water lilies. But if you play Fallout, you know Bloodleaf, Bloodroot. Anyway, basically it's a red water lily. And there's a lot of them in that pack. So, yeah, I'm going to have fun putting them everywhere. Look at that mattress. It looks just like the one out of the game. So that's a set of 2 frames. Now the frames are photo etch, so they take a little bit of cutting and bending with metal, and then super gluing together onto the head and foot boards. They come out beautiful. I have been really pleased with how mine turned out. Hopefully picture added in here. Then they have a set that is just 2 mattresses and 2 pillows. Okay, that's not the straw pillow junk. That's a comfy pillow. They do look different in the game. But yeah, because we've got mattresses that just kind of lay around on the ground. I don't know if Dan Models did it on purpose, but they gave us bed frames that look like Fallout 4 bed frames. They give us individual loose mattresses that look like the mattresses on the ground in the game. I have a set of bunk beds coming from them that use these mattresses and pillows. Hopefully within the next week, I think is when they're supposed to arrive. So there's that. Cannot wait to get some of this stuff together into at least a small diorama to show off. Then there's a couple of 3 loose things, or kind of onesie twosies. Where I'm at out here in the desert of Arizona, there's a gentleman a couple of hours away who does 1/35th scale, who does resin cast parts, value gear. He does some great stuff with them. Try not to get too much of the glare on there. That's just wooden ammo boxes, but think about how many times you run across basically a wooden crate in the game. So I picked up an assortment size assortment there, and because I've been working on some armor models, I've been looking pretty hard at all this other stuff. And one of the things in the game is the duffel bag. Let's see if I can get that to show up. Almost. There we go. Pretty close. One of the packs I picked up had 3 duffel bags in it for painting up and leaving laying around for the characters to loot. And then if you know much about what I do, I've been doing resin casting myself for a long time, and it's part of the hobby that I really enjoy. Whether I'm making my own models to then turn around and make molds of and cast and sell, or if I buy someone else's molds and cast from. These are 1/35th scale cinder blocks. What is that? 30? Yeah, 30 cavities of cinder blocks. I got 2 of them. I will probably buy more. They work out great. Now, in this case, I happen to have a black resin that I was testing out. Dude in there for you. You can almost see it. Look at that. Oh, there we go. Pop up. Almost did it. So that's what it comes out as, individual cinder blocks. Then, of course, you build your own wall and you paint it up. You decorate it. Where have we seen that before? That particular arrangement of cinder blocks. Everywhere you go in Fallout 4. So, we got this. So that's kind of, here's the little bookshelf. Let me get this guy up here. They are very fragile, but they are awesome. Oh, and one of the things that the Value Gear gentleman also does, he does some resin 3D printing. And one of the things he prints, if I can get to them, tool sets. The things that Vault 81 is always in need of the tools. Look at those beautiful dudes. I can't tell if the camera's out of focus, if my eyes are out of focus, or what. But anyway, you get the idea. Now he makes these available in 1/16 scale as well. So my action figure dioramas are not going to be left out in the cold on this deal. I got some of both. For 1/35th scale, you get 4 of these little sheets. For 1/16 scale, you get 1 sheet. But obviously they're like, twice as long, twice as big, they volume up. But at any rate, they're fantastic. And then just because it's really funny, show you something I found and picked up today. So my dad collects die-cast trucks, basically antique trucks. One of the companies that makes them is called First Gear. They also, First Gear makes them in all scales. One of the things they do is a 130, I think it was listed as 1/36th scale line of trucks, including die-cast metal dumpsters. Something for your scavengers to pick through, right? So I have been amazingly pleased at the amount of usable, useful, interesting, fun items in a scale that I have built in. I hate to say for how long. To be fair, I took a 30-year break while I was, raising a family and having children and not having a whole lot of room. But I started building models somewhere around 1980. Did some planes and then very quickly fell into this scale with the armor. Fell in love with it. Have always loved it and am getting back into it. And if you go check some of my other videos, you'll see where I've been getting back into it and having a blast building tanks and things like that from World War II. But that got me kicked off into finding these. Got me kicked off into, hey, why don't we downscale our Fallout building into 1/35th scale? Now, granted, it's going to be a struggle to find a lot of things, particularly like armor and things like, well, Pip-Boys, obviously. But then, the world is full of people other than vault dwellers. So the need to have a vault suit and a Pip-Boy wearing character is not going to come up very often. And even then, a lot of us play, we put other outfits on our characters. And, we can do that. So anyway, I just want to give you a look at what I'm up to, show off the new intro. Now I'm going to be doing, so my Scale Survivors is going to cover cover Fallout dioramas, obviously. It's going to cover something that I call Armies That Aren't. And I'm going to do a whole different take on that. Essentially, it's well, I'm trying to figure out how to boil it down. But as far as it pertains to Scale Survivors, basically it's going to be the aftermath of an alien invasion on an alternate history Earth, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And then there's always zombies, because they have 1/35th scale zombies that fit right into the same scale. So There's going to be Scale Survivors is going to be looking at Fallout. Is going to be looking at the armies that aren't after the alien invasion, and zombies after, during surviving the zombie apocalypse. So that's where we're at. That's what we'll be looking at and seeing. A lot of my projects revolving around. So that just the putting the Scale Survivors tag on it helps me help you, because that way you know what you'll be getting into when you see a video title that says Scale Survivors. You'll know right away. Okay, we're dealing with some sort of post-apocalypse type deal here. But anyway, hope you found this interesting. Hope you find it as exciting as I do, and I hope, most of all, that you will stay with me on this journey moving forward, as we take what we enjoy post-apocalyptic wise, whether it be Fallout, whether it be Mad Max, whether it be something else, and move it into scale modeling. As always, thanks for showing up. I love all you outlandish people who hang out, show up, watch me. And if you found your way here by accident, stick around. Got a lot of fun things coming. And as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, because you never know what apocalypse is around the next corner.